is March 5th, and we're at the BOPC board meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and today giving the invocation is Commander Chaplain Leslie Walker on Zoom.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. We appreciate it. Let me first start off by saying thank you to this esteemed board for having me to do that invocation. We want to say thank you and happy Ramadan Mubarak to our Arab brothers and sisters, and happy Lent to all those who are celebrating Lent in this most holy season. Let's pray. Father, in your graciousness and your mercy, we thank you for this opportunity to come and to conduct the business of the city of Detroit. I'll give this esteemed board the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to confront every issue that they're confronted with today. And we thank you, God, for your mercy and your grace that has allowed us to arrive safely, even in this inclement weather. Now, we say thank you today for all that you've done, all that you're doing, and all that you're going to do. Give us power, mercy, and grace to do thine will. And we say thank God, and we say amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Next, I'd like to have the roll call, please, Madam Secretary.
Madam Chair, Commissioner DeWalsh,
Present.
Commissioner Ivey, present. Commissioner Morris is excused. Commissioner Bowman,
Present.
Commissioner Watts,
Here.
Commissioner Carter is excused. Commissioner Camille,
Present.
Commissioner Woods,
Present.
Commissioner Jones,
Present.
7 present, Madam Chair.
I believe you left out Williams, or did you?
I don't have, normally during roll call, if we're expecting them to come a little later than not,
Okay.
we received confirmation that he would be here.
Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the March 5th agenda, which is today's agenda.
So move.
Support, Madam Chair.
It's been moved by Commissioner Woods, supported by Commissioner Jones. Is there any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Next, I'd entertain a motion for approval of the minutes of February 26th, 2026.
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Bowman, supported by Commissioner Watts. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Next, we have the closed session meeting minutes for February 26th regarding Eric Wright. Is there a motion to approve?
So move, Madam Chair.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Jones, supported by Commissioner Ivey. Is there any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. And now I'll entertain a motion to approve the closed session minutes for February 26, 2026 regarding Justice Roberson.
So move, Madam Chair.
It's been moved by Commissioner Jones, supported by Commissioner Watts. Is there any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. And Madam Secretary, at this time, if we could have introduction of the staff, Chief of Police, elected officials, representatives, and community leaders.
Madam Chair, through the chair, present as of this time are the following: Corporation Counsel Conrad Mallett, Janya Underwood, Teresa Blossom, Candace Hayes, Dior Mathis, Armani Arnold, Armesia Joshua, Mary Barber, Felicia Tyson, Drew Freeze, and Dr. Francis Jackson, parliamentarian. Chief Investigator Jerome Warfield, Supervising Investigator LaSonia Sloan. Interpreters for today are Angelique Taylor only at this time. Dr. Beatty is not present yet. Court reporter is Hanson Court Reporting. Audiovisual, Charles Henry. Media Services, Enrique Jackson. And Deputy Chief Michael Parrish is here for Chief of Police Todd Bettison. Ms. Marie Overall, Ms. Frida Butler of the 2nd Precinct Community. Mark Young, President of Lieutenant and Sergeants Association. I don't see Mr. Thomas today. Former Police Commissioner William Davis is on Zoom. Oh, my bad. Ron Thomas, Vice President of Detroit Police Officers Association, is on Zoom today, and Dr. Beatty, our other interpreter, has arrived. And those are the persons registered at this time, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Under my report, I have 3 items that I would like to bring to the board's attention. First, the appointment of the ad hoc committee for the review of BOPC bylaws and standard operating procedures. At our last week's board meeting, the board passed a motion to form an ad hoc committee for the review of BOPC bylaws and standard operating procedures and propose revisions to the full board, and that those committee members be appointed by the chair. The committee members are as follows. Commissioner Camille will be the chair. Commissioner Jones, Commissioner Watts, and Commissioner Woods will be members of that committee. Next, at last week's meeting, we had an official, or we approved an official statement to be issued by the BOPC regarding the killing of DuQuayne Johnson in Grand Rapids. And I would like to make a motion.
Entertain.
Entertain. No,
Entertain a motion.
it says here that I would make the motion.
She makes a motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, praise the Lord.
Yeah. So I would like, this was cleared with the,
Under normal circumstances, chair cannot make motion, but because of the Open Meetings Act, as a member of the board, she is required to be as open and transparent as every other commissioner.
Praise God.
okay, thank you. So I'd like to make a motion that the matter of the official statement of the BOPC in response to the killing of DuQuayne Johnson in Grand Rapids be referred to the ad hoc committee for the review of the BOPC bylaws and standard operating procedures for review and recommendation back to the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, the motion was made by me, seconded by Commissioner Woods. Is there any discussion? Go ahead, Commissioner Bowman.
I'm just inquiring what the rationale is about giving it to the ad hoc committee rather than having it dealt with right here.
Okay, I personally feel that we have to have some discussion about this because it's out of our jurisdiction. We're making a statement about something that occurred out of the city of Detroit, number one, so we'd be setting a precedent. It's not normal. Usually when we do, it's going to be within our jurisdiction. That would be one. The other is that there was a statement added that we didn't discuss at the end of the statement, which said, basically, we ask for your continued support in these efforts by reporting suspected DPD misconduct that you experience or observe to our Office of the Chief Investigator. I'm not sure that we can make a statement like that for something that is still being investigated. I think it implies something there. I would just like for for the committee to review it a little bit more thoroughly. I'm not saying we don't issue the statement. I just want to make sure we're not, or, maybe the Corporation Council might have some opinion about that he could mention.
In regards to the resolution?
In regards to the resolution regarding the Grand Rapids person that was killed, the last statement, it was not in the resolution we approved last week, or the statement that we said we were going to issue.
The last sentence?
The last paragraph.
Well, if it wasn't included in the resolution that was approved last week, how did it get added?
Through the chair,
Yes.
I just have discussion on this. So to my understanding, at last week's meeting, we didn't vote on the full language of a resolution. We voted on that we would draft a statement. And so this is the draft of the statement.
It's a draft.
I didn't take last week's vote as like agreeing on all the language that would be there. So this is just a draft.
Madam
It's a
Chair.
turn. Go ahead.
Yeah, the parliamentary
Parliamentary.
would advise that if the motion to refer this to this committee is adopted, that the purpose of referral is to view this in the context of whatever SOP is created to respond to situations that occur. In other words, it's not just a matter of reviewing this. You don't need a committee to do that. But what the committee's responsibility would relate to is a policy or procedure that says, these are the circumstances under which we do these things,
Right.
and bring that back to the board. And then this particular document is then viewed within the context of what they would be recommending would be the SOP for approving resolutions of this nature. Is that clear to people?
Yes.
In other words, there's nothing, my understanding is that there's no current policy
Okay.
that addresses resolutions that respond to situations that occur in other cities. Is that correct?
Right.
And so what the board wants to do is to have consistency in how it responds and to have a policy so it's not personal, it's not just a reaction to this.
Okay.
But it's a policy that says, this is how we function, this is what we do, this is how we operate. So that if something comes up next week, next month, you're not just reacting in terms of the emotion of what is occurring. You have a
Right.
policy. It said, this is how we do things.
Right. And, I would like some clarity, Board, on whether a letter would be sufficient as opposed to
Well,
a resolution.
all of that can be addressed.
Right, at the committee.
And then there's something in writing, there's something for if another commissioner wants to draft a resolution about something else, we have something to give to that commissioner to say, this is how this is done by this body.
Right.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Commissioner
Thank you.
Watts.
Yes, thank you for that, because that was going to be my question. Not saying we can't get there, but especially since you indicated this is beyond City of Detroit, we've never done it before. I really like that recommendation from our parliamentarian. That way, moving forward, if any of us have it in circumstances like this, we already have a template, something that's been approved by the committee, and something that's just, a template structure.
Well, the committee would bring it back to the
Yes.
board for approval, right?
So I like that recommendation.
Madam Chair?
Commissioner Bowman, wait, Corporation Counsel, did you want to respond to?
The only thing I wanted to say, Madam Chair, is that the last sentence is just something for the board to consider. It's not, if the board says that they want people who observe inappropriate police behavior to make a phone call, and you all adopt that motion, there's nothing about it that is inappropriate or illegal. But, the board has to make that decision. It's the board's decision as to what you want this to say. And I think that Dr. Jackson's suggesting it to go back for a policy review. But as the board as the committee or whoever's going to review this, the last sentence that some people may have a problem with is not illegal, is not inappropriate to the motion, can be included. It's a decision of the board, but the board has to make that decision.
Madam Chair?
Thank you, Commissioner Watts.
For me, I don't have.
Sorry, wait, I'm sorry, Commissioner. I think Commissioner Bowman was first, and then Commissioner Watts, and then Commissioner Woods.
I was going to make a motion then to amend the primary motion, include a statement that we would like the committee, in addition to reviewing this resolution, to return with a recommended policy concerning how we handle resolutions outside of our jurisdiction, regarding matters outside our jurisdiction.
Okay, a motion has been made, and that supersedes the other, right? Is there a second?
I'm sorry.
Can you repeat it?
Oh, sure. That in addition to the original motion, which involved the particular resolution, that the committee also return with recommendations regarding what our standard operating procedure should be concerning other motions or resolutions concerning outside of our, matters outside our jurisdiction.
I support.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made by Commissioner Bowman and supported by Commissioner Watts. Is there any further discussion?
Madam Chair, well, I think Commissioner Woods was before me, but.
And then Commissioner.
Okay.
Commissioner.
I just wanted to, and I don't have an issue with this going back to committee. It's prolonging the board addressing the issue. It's already not very timely, but if it goes back to committee, that's fine. I do want to clarify, though, that the board followed that same process with Renee Good, which was also outside of our jurisdiction, where we came to a meeting, we approved a motion that we would go back and draft, and then that draft came back the following meeting, and we voted to approve that language. So there is some precedence there. I agree that we should have a documented process for it, but I just want to clarify that this has occurred before with this board.
Thank you. Go ahead, Commissioner Woods.
Yeah, I'll shut up because what I'm about to say is, it becomes verbal gymnastics. This stuff is tomato type stuff. It's going to go to the committee, ad hoc committee, is going to look at all of the SOPs and all of that type of stuff, and so that's going to be a cure that need to be added in this. You don't need no motions for the motion and the motion, and because we don't want to continue to prolong our meetings with the verbal gymnastics and stuff like that. That's my thoughts and feelings about it.
Any other comments?
Madam Chair?
Yes,
Parliamentarian would only add that if Commissioner Bowman or if the other commissioners are concerned about this having the appearance of kicking the can down the road, then the board can say to the ad hoc committee, report by this date. You could, in other words, if I'm understanding Commissioner Woods, there may be a concern that this is sort of just being delayed as you go through this process. There could be a motion to say the special committee will report back to the board with a recommendation by March 25th, so that this particular policy is not delayed in terms of its recommendation and it coming back to the board. Now,
That's not what I'm saying is that we can vote for the resolution to be passed, and then whenever they get the SOP, or vote up and down on it on what's before us, say yay or nay, and they're going to handle all the SOPs and the policies going forward anyway. So I'm ready to vote on it. Just say yes or no.
Well, right now, to be clear, because I don't want people to get lost, the matter immediately pending is the amendment.
Amendment, yeah.
That the committee will come back with a recommendation. When you get back to the motion as amended, those who don't want to refer it can vote that down and then just move to adopt if the motion as amended is defeated. So if the motion as amended is defeated and it's not referred, then there can be a motion made to adopt the resolution as presented.
Madam Chair?
Okay, Commissioner.
Thank you. I would be interested, because it sounds like, and maybe there's more language that's of concern, but it sounds like some of the concern is around the last statement that asks the public to contact OCI if they see police misconduct. I would be interested to know what the concern is about that language, given that we ask people to do that through our website and all of our literature. In general, we ask, that's the purpose of
Madam Chair, that request at this time is not in order, it's not germane to the secondary amendment.
Okay, we're at.
Back to the main motion, then that question can be raised. But
Okay.
in terms of the secondary amendment, that question is not in order at this time.
Okay. At this time, are there any other comments? Hearing none. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
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 Okay, there are two.
The amendment is adopted.
Yeah, it's adopted. This
Now
is
you're
the
back to the
second one.
main motion
Now
as
we're at the
amended.
main one, which was to refer this to the subcommittee for recommendation to the board.
And with the amendment,
I'm sorry,
and with the amendment now,
and with the amendment,
that a policy would be brought back.
a policy would be brought back as well as
Yes.
the recommendation. Okay, is there a second? That's already been, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
No.
Okay. The motion carries, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll move to the next item under my report, and that is BOPC resolution regarding the BOPC resolution for appointment and hiring of an independent board attorney. I move that the matter of the appointment and hiring of an independent board attorney be referred to the Committee on Personnel and Training for review and recommendation.
I support the motion, Madam Chair.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Jones. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes,
I just want to
Commissioner Watts.
confirm, we do have money in the budget to get our own, retain our own, it's already in the budget funding.
Madam Secretary, is that something that the fiscal manager indicated last week?
There is a line item for an attorney.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Commissioner Woods?
And it depends on how much you get, have, and whether you're gonna get a bootleg lawyer or what,
I don't have the exact amount, but I know that there's a line item.
Madam Chair, maybe I should have said how much is
Yes.
the line item.
Right.
Do we have that, Madam Secretary?
But this referred.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to refer it to the Personnel and Training Committee.
Yeah.
Is there, did we get a second? Yeah, Mr. Jones, any other discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
No.
The motion, okay, opposed?
Nay.
2 nays. The motion carries. Thank you.
Madam Chair, may I
Yes.
ask where the nay votes were?
Commissioner Bowman, Commissioner Camille, any others?
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you get the other nay votes for the other?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
At this time, we're going to ask Deputy Chief Michael Parrish to give the Chief of Police report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to the rest of this honorable board. Starting off with our crime data, speaking first to homicides, we are up 27% in homicides. To put that in the right context, that is to say we're up 6 homicides compared to this time last year. We are down 24% in non-fatal shooting incidents. We are down 9% in robberies. We're up 5% in Part 1 violent crimes at this time. And we are down 14% in carjackings. Moving to significant events, DPD detective helped save child left in a towed vehicle. We want to highlight one of our 9th Precinct detectives whose actions helped save the life of a 13-month-old in an incident that has received widespread news coverage. On February 27, 2026, at approximately 3:30 a.m., Orlando Linson abandoned his vehicle in front of a residence in the 20,600 block of Damon Street in Harper Woods, leaving the child inside. At approximately 3:30 p.m., Harper Woods police officers were dispatched to a residence for a report of an abandoned vehicle. Upon their arrival, Harper Woods officers located the defendant's vehicle. Officers did not observe anyone inside of the vehicle and subsequently had it impounded. On February 28, 2026, the child's mother reported the child missing to the Detroit Police Department. An investigation by the Detroit Police Department led officers to an impound lot in the 22,700 block of Lexington Street in East Point, where the child was discovered inside of the vehicle. The child was transported by officers to a local hospital for treatment. That individual has been charged with second-degree child abuse and child abuse, leaving a child in vehicle resulting in physical harm. Moving to the next significant event, charges have been filed after a child was shot with an unsecured weapon. On March 1st, 2026, at approximately 9 o'clock a.m., Detroit police officers were dispatched to a residence in the 8800 block of Artesian Street for a reported shooting. When they arrived, officers located the victim in a bedroom of the home, suffering from a gunshot wound to the shoulder and thumb. Officers transported the victim to a local hospital for treatment. Following an investigation by the Detroit Police Department, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office has charged Marcellus Deshaun Williams in connection with the non-fatal shooting of his 6-year-old daughter. It is alleged that the child found an unsecured handgun in the home and fired it, striking herself in the shoulder and the thumb. Williams has been charged specifically with firearms, safe storage violations, premises under individual's control, minor present, and inflicted serious impairment of a bodily function upon herself or another. To the next significant event, charges were filed in a fatal shooting of a child with an unsecured gun. On March 2nd, 2026, at approximately 12:06 p.m., Detroit police officers were dispatched to a restaurant located in the 9700 block of Harper Avenue for a reported shooting. Upon their arrival, officers observed the child suffering from a gunshot wound. Medics arrived on scene and transported the child to a local hospital where she succumbed to her injuries and was pronounced deceased. Following an investigation by the Detroit Police Department, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office has charged Tanya Johnson, 41 years old, of Detroit, in connection with the fatal shooting of her 6-year-old daughter. It is alleged that the defendant left her 5 children, ages 2 to 11 years old, unattended in her vehicle while she was inside of a restaurant. It is further alleged that the defendant's 11-year-old son found an unsecured handgun in the vehicle and fired it, striking the 6-year-old victim in the head, fatally wounding her. Tanya Johnson has been charged with firearms, safe storage violations, premises under individual's control, minor present, and inflicted death upon self or another, 3 counts of second-degree child abuse, and 4 counts of felony firearm. DPD officers also made an arrest in a non-fatal shooting on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026, at approximately 12:50 p.m. in the area of Puritan and Prevost. A suspect fired shots into a victim's vehicle, striking a male victim in his 20s, leaving him in critical condition. 3 children, ages 10, 1, and 7 months old, were inside the vehicle at the time. Thankfully, they were not injured. The victim was able to drive away, and EMS responded to treat him. Images of the suspect were shared with the news media. Later that evening, officers were able to take the suspect into custody. The investigator's report will be submitted to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. Turning now to our traffic enforcement efforts, from February 22nd to February 28th, the Traffic Enforcement Unit conducted operations in the 3rd, 6th, and 9th precincts. Officers made a total of 577 traffic stops, issuing 1,229 tickets for moving violations and 251 tickets for speeding. For community updates, again on Saturday, March 7th, 2026, the Detroit Police Department will be hosting a community summit to strengthen the relationship between policing and the needs of the community. Community members are encouraged to voice community concerns and learn about the procedures police use to accomplish their duties. Community meeting will be held at the Say Detroit Place Center located at 19320 Van Dyke Avenue. Register by calling 313-900-9377. There's also a prom dress giveaway kickoff set to take place on Sunday, March 8th, 2026. The 9th Precinct welcomes any female students in need of a prom dress, shoes, and accessories to visit the precinct and select from donated items so they can attend their prom with proper attire. Pickup dates are March 8th, 14th, 21st, and 28th at 11187 Gratiot Avenue from 12 to 3 p.m. No members were critically injured last week, according to police medical records. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Chief. And Commissioner Watts, you have some questions?
Thank you, DC Parrish, for that report. It's very concerning, especially since it's just the beginning of March 5th to be exact, and to hear that any loss of life, especially when we're talking about our children, so many, and that's heartbreaking. But I want to have a question for you, going back to the 13-month-year-old who was found in the car after the vehicle was towed, and I know it was found and towed away in Harper Woods. However, it is concerning to see how so many people missed that a child was in the back of the car. Can you walk us through towing, DPD? When we call for a vehicle to be towed, what is the process? Is the vehicle checked out on the inside by the tow driver? Is pictures being taken? What is the process?
So speaking to Detroit, Detroit only, so procedure requires us to contact either one of our own tow trucks or an authorized tower. While the member is waiting for that truck to arrive, they are supposed to conduct an inventory of the vehicle. Now, and we are authorized under the Fourth Amendment to conduct inventory searches of vehicles. So there's, without a warrant, there's case law to establish that. If the vehicle's doors are unlocked, we will inventory the exterior of the vehicle and we will inventory the interior of the vehicle. However, if the vehicle's doors are locked, and I don't know what the case was with the Harper Woods police officers, but if the vehicle's doors are locked, we are not authorized to break open those doors. The purpose of an inventory search is to make sure that all your property is properly secured and accounted for. And so we're not authorized to break your vehicle open. So that could frustrate a proper inventory search if the vehicles are locked. Same thing with the trunk, same thing with the glove box. But no, if the vehicle is accessible, we are supposed to conduct a full and thorough inventory of that vehicle and to regard the results of the inventory within the GovTow impound system.
Okay. So if windows had tinted, say for example, because to your point, you can't break into it because you don't want to damage the vehicle, it would be difficult? That's another layer of concern.
Absolutely. If the vehicle's doors are locked and the windows are tinted, you may not be able to see everything that's inside of the vehicle. I would hope that the Harper Woods officers did a full and thorough inventory to the extent they were legally permitted to do it. We just don't have that information at this time.
Well, we know that hope failed, but thank you. No more comments.
Any other question? Are there any other questions?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead,
I
Commissioner.
have a couple questions for the chief. Thank you for the updates, Chief. I have a few more questions here. So for drag racing and loud cars, and it seems like we're getting into some preseason activity already. So one, my question is, when does the drag racing detail start? And then how are noise ordinance enforced when the noise is coming from vehicles? So we're talking about music as well as cars that are modified to be very loud when they're in motion. So how does enforcement of noise ordinances work?
So if I'm not mistaken, and I would like to double check this before committing to the answers, but I do know that the city of Detroit has loud noise ordinances, both that emanate from a house, but also emanating from a vehicle. There are also violations that address the noise, but you're not writing the violation for the noise. So for example, there is a violation regarding squealing your tires. Not necessarily a noise ordinance, but it is a moving violation that may address at least one cause for noise coming from a vehicle. So there are enforcement options with respect to excessive noise coming from vehicles. Unfortunately, I don't recall the specific ordinances or what the specific language is. I do believe there is an amount of footage outside of which, if you can still hear it, it would violate it. I want to say for homes it's 50 feet, and for vehicles it's 10 feet, but I'd like to verify that before committing to the answer.
Okay, thank you. And then what about the drag racing detail? When does that start?
I am not aware of a date right now. I can shoot off a text to see if I can get an answer to that and report back to you as soon as I get a response.
Thank you so much. Madam Chair, a couple more questions.
Go
So
ahead.
as part of the budget process, I also requested a description of the duties of all of the tasks, positions that are in the department, because those job descriptions are very generic and the responsibilities and pay for those roles can vary widely. So it was originally requested to Mr. Freeze, who was in touch with Mr. Nazarko, and I believe they also brought in Director Patillo in regards to that question. Just wanted to know if that's being worked on and if we know when the board will be able to see those descriptions.
Commissioner, I apologize. I received a text and I was trying to be responsive to it. Could you repeat the question? No disrespect was intended.
Sure, no problem, Chief. So in the budget process, I had requested some like a summary of each of the task positions that are in DPD, so we could understand, because those are very generic positions, so the job descriptions are very generic. And so the people in those roles can have very different responsibilities, very different pay ranges. And so I was just checking to see where we are with working on providing that information. There have been communication with Mr. Freeze, Mr. Nazarko, as well as Director Patillo about it.
I know the inquiries were being made. I'm not sure the status of it. I can fire off an email and try to get back to you before the end of the meeting.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And then the last one is that DPD has been delivering some presentations in community, both at block clubs and neighborhood associations, regarding DPD purchasing drones to respond to calls for service. Was that information presented to the BOPC perhaps previous to our tenure?
So the board had previously approved a drone specification report back in 2024. However, the use case is being modified, so we will be submitting an updated specification report to the board, as well as a drone policy to the subcommittee. I checked with DC. He is still working on the language of the policy, but I anticipate we will have that to the board within the next couple of weeks.
Okay, so the use case is different. The reason I'm concerned is that, and we're a new board now, so some of that I'm sure has something to do with it. However, like if information is being presented in the community before the BOPC understands it, we could get questions about it. In addition, if a new CEOGS request is coming through, it makes sense to me that it would be socialized with the board prior to being socialized in community.
We'll do better, absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll do better.
That's it, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Woods?
Yeah, and thank you for uplifting that, Commissioner Cannell, because I've been watching on TV and I've been seeing drones flying around, and I was like, no type of demonstration has been done to this board in no shape, form, or fashion. That has not been brought to us in no type of way, and so that is kind of, offensive to me, that something like that would happen without us knowing,
We'll get a presentation lined up right away.
Yeah.
I understand the concern.
Yeah, and thank you as it relates to the children who've been shot. It's disheartening, and I strongly encourage you all to continue to get the message out to the community about gun safety and all of that, because it's important for the community to do it, the department to do it, the city to do it, the county, everyone need to spread that word about safe storage of guns, because it's disheartening to see 2 6-year-olds, shot like that, one dead, so please continue to spread that message.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Bowman?
Yeah, on that note, Commissioner Woods is correct. We really should make people aware of that. There are also the tools of helping to secure the weapons, being the gun locks. And I recall during the previous, version of this board back last year, or maybe even a year before that, hearing about some commissioners having handing out gun locks themselves at community meetings and things like that. Is that something that's accessible to us at present, to have, get several of them to take to a community meeting, and if people need any?
I do believe that all precincts have gun locks available. Probably the community, I'm sorry, not the community groups, the community assignments within the precinct, but I can verify that information just to make sure that's still the case. We've had several, gun lock drives where we've passed them out in the community, but I can get a present state report and get back to you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Commissioner Watts?
Yeah, I was just going to say on that point to the chief, definitely, if you can let us know, we'd love to support as well any effort we can do to engage the community in our prospective, districts. I know that the Wayne County Sheriff has gun locks they give out, MSP does that, DPD, and a lot, especially in Wayne County communities, a lot of law enforcement do it too. But we need to continue to get that word out, and any way we could support that effort, please let us know.
We appreciate that, and we will not let any other department outdo us, so we'll make sure that we'll make sure that we're getting those gun locks out, if it's not already being done, which I believe it is. Commissioner Camille, if I could, through the chair, I just learned that March 13th is the anticipated date to start the drag racing detail. I'll get you an answer to the other inquiry shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other commissioners? Questions? All right, hearing none. Thank you, Deputy Chief. Appreciate it. Next item on the agenda are oral communications and public comments, and please remember to limit your comments to 2 minutes, and inappropriate language and comments will not be tolerated, and they may delay the TV broadcast and video posts. So could we have our first speaker?
Yes, Madam Chair. Our first speaker will be Ms. Bernice Smith, followed by Ms. Fredia Butler. Next, Ms. Williams.
Putting this further and further away from me. Good afternoon to my commissioners.
Good afternoon.
I am glad that you brought up about the children and the gun locks. All this week, well, every day I listen to Channel 2 at 11 o'clock in the morning, the news, and the main topic has been the shooting and killing in our city of Detroit. I am so frustrated, I'm mad, and anything else you can say that can be in my mind. This is not our city. We know better, and we know to be more more careful and conscious about especially our children. Why would you leave your children in the car and then you have a gun in there also? That's not decent, and it's not supposed to be. Now, what I would like to know, I'm not familiar with our candidates that won the election to be on this board, and it's one thing that I will take care of when the meeting is over, to introduce myself and to know who you are and what you're all about, because I'm not familiar with your face. And you, Bowman, I know about you. You've been around a long time. But the lady and the gentleman there, I would like to meet you and find out what you are, who you are, and what you're all about. Beverly, been around since Coleman days, so of course she's not as old as I am. No, don't look at her. She's still a beautiful young lady. What I would like to know, what are we going to do about crime in our city? I spoke with some people, friends of mine there in Chicago. I always brag about Detroit and talk about what's going on in Chicago. That's my hometown there, and I was born there. I intend to go to Jackson's funeral, but I didn't get a chance to go. But I did talk with some of my friends over there, and they're bragging about how their police department is better than ours and everybody. Well, you know what I said about that. But the fact is, we must do better than what we're doing. For the last couple of weeks, it's been terrible, especially about the children. And I can't understand why parents would not get the safety locks. We've been talking about safety locks for the last couple of years.
Thank you.
My time up?
Thank you.
Oh, all right. Well, see about getting the safety locks to the parents. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you say?
Good afternoon.
Good
Good afternoon.
I think I've mentioned before that I'm Fredia Butler, and I'm a community activist. I'm no longer the president of the 2nd Precinct. But commissioners, thank you, Commissioner Camille, for requesting a facilitator to do a presentation regarding ICE. I have asked an officer, a sergeant, and a lieutenant whether they have received any information regarding whether to assist United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers in detaining anyone accused of being undocumented. And the response I received was no. Look at the person who's given ICE its directions and why. From the article I read in the Detroit Free Press, Oakland County wants to end all collaboration with the agency called CLEMIS, which is short for Courts and Law Enforcement Management Information System. That system collects data on any person in interaction with the law, allowing any agency to research one's information. A quote from the article from Oakland County, quote, ICE has devolved into an organization that deploys mask-wearing thugs, think it's above the law, and proudly tramples on our rights guaranteed by the United States Constitution. I believe others, not being a part of ICE, will use masks to commit crimes. It has been reported that ICE has a goal, to achieve each week with every black and brown person could be a part of that goal. The only politician I've heard talking about ICE is Congressman Sheree Thanadar.
Thank you, Ms. Butler. Thank you, Ms. Butler.
Okay. Next week.
Pretty short, ain't it?
Yes.
I'm going to exercise my First Amendment right. Can you guys hear me? Hi. Okay, we're going to talk about illegal voting in this city. Okay, we have ex-offenders under the Detroit Police Department, I always state that, and illegal immigrants. They work here, they in here. So this is what they are doing. I was at the Secretary of State office a couple weeks ago. So the president mandated that you show your birth certificate. Okay, but the documentations are fake for all. Voting is very important to me. So when you disrespect the Constitution, you are not here legally, and you are a Detroit police officer, and you go vote. This is how they putting people in office. This is the bottom line. I think they should mandate it when you go to the Secretary of State office, fingerprints, because a fingerprint is going to identify exactly who you are, especially with these ex-offenders and illegal immigrants. And I'm tired of coming to these meetings and these people in positions, bosses. Hacking is illegal. Stalking is also. So I'm here every time I come, it's an issue, like last week. You all need to get an Oscar for that fake roll last week, because it's going to be subpoenaed from 3 to 4:30, what really was going on out in that hallway. The bottom line is, if you are not going to do your job by the Constitution, the law, or the charter, no one should be sitting at these tables, including the bosses, the top to the bottom. The chief of OCI, and the chief of internal affairs. That's the bottom line. Because if you were doing your job and you getting paid good money to do this job, and these people are working underneath you, coming into these precincts all the time, and you always talk about, we see everything. So you should see them coming in these buildings every day. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you. Real quick, I just want to acknowledge, I forgot to acknowledge that Corporation Counsel Mallett joined us, and also Commissioner Williams joined us, for the record. Thank you.
Our next speakers will be Mr. Ronald Foster, followed by Lieutenant Mark Young. Then we'll go into Zoom.
Good evening, through the chair. Just a few things.
Good evening.
In my time in the military, it was March 26 of '03, I invaded Iraq. My job was security forces, law enforcement. I had a responsibility of training, fighting with, and supporting indigenous people. In particular, the people of Kurdistan, the Kurdish people that you hear about today. The only way that I was able to obtain that and do that was through empathy. I had to learn their language. I had to eat their food. I had to respect their customs in order to do that. Furthermore, I literally fought against the current president of Syria on the same battlefield. And so the same passion that I fought for, and these rights that everybody speak about, immigration and everything else, there's people that made sacrifices. They made sacrifices so that you could go to school and get an education. They made sacrifices so that you could speak freely. They made sacrifices so that you could live a life without penalty and without putting yourself in harm's way to protect that so-called democracy. Democracy is important here. And if you didn't fight for it, just rest assured it's not given to you. It was earned through blood, okay? And so I just want to point that out. Part of that democracy is the people voted. The Supreme Court made a decision on April 2nd, 2025. The Michigan Supreme Court ruled that the odor of marijuana does not constitute probable cause for police to conduct warrantless searches of motor vehicles. What they're saying is you have to change your stigmas and perceptions and get along with current values here. When it comes down to ERPO, everything the officers do is based on good faith. You have to have a reasonable person standard to do anything here in this city, okay? I got plenty more to say, but I appreciate you listening.
Thank you.
Today I come before you respectfully. At a couple meetings, including 2 weeks ago, a commissioner stated that he had an issue with our arbitration, our arbitration process. When we do negotiations, they're not done in a vacuum. They're done with vigorous dialogue and debate, with an understanding. Arbitration is a factor that provides fairness. It provides fairness, just like we want fairness for our victims, for our suspects, our person of interest, and our perpetrators, everyone, including you. Allegations are made against us. It's not true. Often. I don't have to tell you that. You see it sometimes on Thursdays. To make a comment about destroying arbitration for the men and women that I represent, and I am one of them, I was lied on. It was an accusation against me, a false lie, and the person knew that they lied. They thought that they was going to take my livelihood and my freedom. They failed. It happens every day to these men and women that's out here every day because we're easy targets. We stand in front of you. We don't even tell the truth to the public that their complaints had no merit. How do you think that makes us feel? When you talk about taking away arbitration, it is the totality of the circumstances. Even people that come before you to get suspended without pay didn't even finish the investigation, wasn't even complete. But we're gonna jump to the gun. A suspension without pay is an irrevocable harm. I don't care what nobody tell you. That's exactly what it is. I can lose my house, my spouse, my dog, everything about me without the totality of the circumstances. And many times when the investigations are complete, it's the reversal. We jump the gun. Be careful when you talk about arbitration for people that make split-second decisions. They don't get to look at the video again. They don't get the Monday morning quarterback. Slow down. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Mr. Charles Cousin.
Hello.
Hello.
5 years ago, I bought a house from the land bank in the city of Detroit. 2 weeks ago, 2 females set it on fire and damn near burned it down. I know, like, you know, some people might think it's funny, but it's not funny, you know, like if your house got burnt down, you'd be really upset. And The officer, he's in charge of the arson case. We brought the ladies in. I put some feelers out. The feelers hit me back, let me know where they were at, and I called 911. I'm on the phone with 911. The call drops. No call back. They let the two ladies go who burnt down my house. I don't know how to feel. I'm not from here. I came out here chasing the American dream, and I'm living a nightmare. And I would like him not on this case because he seems to be looking at me like I'm some kind of joke when these ladies trespassed and set my house on fire. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm a black man, and people don't really have empathy and sympathy for us, and people think that we out here clout chasing and whatnot. I didn't, come up here a couple of weeks ago and ask to be a part of y'all commissioners board for clout. I did it because my friend is the chief of police here, and he needs help. He can't be screaming on everybody, but somebody needs to scream on some of these people and wake them up, that people can't just get away with crime here. That's all I have to say.
DC, is there any way we could reassign his case as he's requested?
I'll have to talk to the commanding officer about reassigning it, but I can certainly get his information and follow up with the commanding officer of the unit.
Thank you. Oh, Commissioner Williams has a question?
Yeah,
with the gentleman?
No, with
the DC.
Yep.
Okay.
If a citizen calls 911 and their call is dropped, is there a procedure that 911 handles? Do they call the caller back, or is that just a drop call and the caller has to call them back? I'm only asking because me hearing that right now is no telling how many other people possibly had that encounter or will have that issue.
My understanding is that if the call is dropped under extraordinary circumstances, a callback is mandatory. I will verify that with the commanding officer of communications to make sure that is still the practice. But I believe that is the standard.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Right here.
Go ahead, Commissioner. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Commissioner Ivey.
Charles, what is your last name? Cousins. Thank you. Thank you, Madam
Any
Chair.
others? Hearing none. Our next speaker, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're going to go into Zoom. Our first caller will be Mr. Jadante Smith, followed by a caller with the last three digits, 482. Can you unmute Mr. Smith? We'll go to the next caller. Caller with the last digits, 482. Mr. Smith, can you go ahead?
Yeah. What up, Doe? Well, I can't hear it. Give me 1 second. May I be heard?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Perfect. I want to start off by saying congratulations to the People's Commissioner, Darius Morris, on beating the bogus investigation launched by the OIG for made-up conduct concerns from Lieutenant. You are a liar, and you need to step down. You need to step down. Go ahead. You need to step down and get a new haircut. Something wrong with the haircut. Also, to Dinosaur Bernice Smith, I hate to do it. You're a 90-year-old black woman, but you a banana peel away from the grave. You need to worry about your health, your high blood pressure, and leave people alone who are not bothering you. And also, you never bring any family members with you because I feel like they probably don't like you, unfortunately. Also, Officer to the 6th Precinct has a history of misconduct, and he is a perfect candidate for emergency risk protection order. I had to serve him personally with a personal protection order because he threatened to shoot a domestic partner in the head, which is an egregious misuse of power as a Detroit police officer. It's very sad that he can go around and not have firearm privileges because of a PPO that has been sustained in court 2 different times by a judge, and he still can be suspended suspended with pay. He is suspended admin, no gun. I would ask that any commissioner and all the commissioners think very, very seriously about submitting a motion to suspend officers all night without pay, because if he can't have a firearm, he can't be a police officer anyway. And so if there's a sustained personal protection order against him for him making a threat of shooting someone in the head who's a domestic partner, we should look at that very seriously, because we just had a former Detroit police officer who had a domestic complaint, even though he was fired, in Roseville, and he shot a Roseville police officer because of his conduct. So if we have a situation like that, where there's officers who lives in Inkster has some type of situation where somebody makes him enraged and he shoots someone because he has his firearm privileges, or he comes after someone who may have served him a PPO, or comes after a domestic partner who may be a part of his suspension, is going to be on all of your hands. And also, Conrad Mallett, you don't need to be there, and I hope that we remove you as soon as possible. You're terrible. Thank you.
All right, we're going to the caller with the last 3 digits, 482.
Yeah, what up, Doe? Now, it's been 5 years since Kenesha Coleman was murdered. I did the investigation, said the name of who is responsible, and y'all ain't took the tag up off her mama, Nene's mother. Nene's mama, Kenesha Coleman, DPD case 20-11112. So now I got to do the Mr. Rue. Now, sitting at that table over there is Conrad Mallett Jr., who sat right beside Janice Winfrey when she lied on Zoom in 2024. He lied April 25th, 2024. I know she did because I did an investigation into that as well. And we uncovered absentee ballot fraud here in the city of Detroit. Now, Conrad is on the Detroit Election Commission. And all elected officials in Detroit have been cheated in. The ones that they got in there, the whole city council, the mayor, the school board, and the board of police commissioners. And the 4 appointees are appointed by a cheated in mayor. Now, y'all know I'm telling the truth. So Nene got to get what she wants, so that's why I got to do what I got to do. I gave the information about the absentee ballot fraud to number 47, the President of the United States. Right now, the United States of America is at a war.
Oh, Jesus.
We're going to go to the caller with the last 3 digits, 973. And then we'll go to Joanna, and that will be your last speaker.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you so much. To the commissioners, I wanted to make a comment. I know there was a caller that made a comment about Mother Bernice, and I just want to say that she was 90, she's next to Banana Peel, I just wanted him to know you never know where the death angel is at. So you can go before a 90-year-old. I just wanted to make, sometimes we get arrogant and think because people are older, death will get them first. No, death can come get you before them. So I just wanted to make that comment. I wanted to also make a comment. The president just fired the Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, which she should have never been in that position. And I think because of the activism of the people in Minnesota, especially after the loss of the nurse, the ICU nurse, and Ms. Renee Good and Alex, and the people activism, because it started with the president, but he knew the impact with that, so she just got fired. We knew it wasn't going to be long for her. So hopefully what's happening with ICE, because we know there have been citizens also kidnapped off the street with ICE, so I just, thank God for the activism of the country. Also, I wanted to hope that for the deputy chief, we can give a report out. There have been a lot of missing children. I know last week on the breaking news story, it was a child reported on Sussex Street, a attempted kidnapping. So if we can do just speak on our missing children, because whether a child leaves without permission, there are children being missed, and we've seen the tragic situation with those young girls that were found in a suitcase in Cleveland, Ohio. So I'm just hoping more would be done, because I know under the federal government there was money pulled from human trafficking. So I'm just hope that the Mayor Sheffield, they start making these reports about these missing children. So I hope that would.
Yeah, through the
Go
chair.
ahead, Commissioner.
Through the chair, can you update us and maybe come and through the chair, if, with the support of the chair, about the Emerald Alert? How's that working for the city and how people can tap into that?
Absolutely. Would the board like a presentation on it, a 10-minute presentation?
That would be nice, yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll work with the board secretary on setting that up.
Okay.
Thank you. And I would just add that there is a weekly social media announcement that comes out every week or as it happens.
I believe it's weekly.
It's
if Director
weekly.
Barmore is still here, maybe she could offer some insight on it. I believe we publish on social media our missing stats.
Right, missing children and actually missing people, I think, too.
She indicated she publishes it every Friday.
Every Friday, I knew it was like regularly, definitely. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Commissioner Williams?
I got a question, and I just want to know for my own information about that Officer Dawson. Is there a file or a case or findings available just so I can view for my viewing purposes?
It would be with the Professional Standards Bureau. I can see what the status of any investigation we have on file for him. Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks. I'd like to get that information. I just want to look through it.
Thank you. Any other comments? Commissioner Watts?
Yeah, Madam Chair, at our policy committee meeting, I had board secretary, she's already referred that to OTI to look into that and give us more information. And I know she sent that communication, so we're just waiting for an update on that particular incident. And then we'll share it with everyone.
Okay. Commissioner Williams? Okay. Any other comments? Commissioner Bowman, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of react briefly to some of what I heard in citizen comments. That I think any derogatory remarks, well, they're personal attacks and derogatory remarks are a bad idea anyway. But specifically, remarks that impugn an entire group of people are even worse. And I'm speaking specifically of ageist remarks. That's a form of bigotry, and it's unacceptable.
I like to associate
Commissioner Woods, go ahead.
like to associate myself with those remarks as well. That it was disheartening to hear something like that, and that is part of ageism, and we should not be using discriminatory remarks in our meeting towards classes of individuals that comes to our meetings.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? All right, do we have any more speakers? Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Ivey.
Oh, that's okay.
First.
I wanted to iterate what Commissioner Woods just said. If we find that people are going to be calling with those kind of remarks, is there a way that could be cut, that the mic could just be cut? Because if you're going to call and insult people, I don't know what the purpose of it is, but I think it needs to be cut immediately. They shouldn't be talking any further.
Would you like to make the motion to
I would like
that?
to make a motion on that.
Hold
Oh, wait, Corporation Counsel has something to say about that. Go ahead.
I'm Commissioner Ivy, Lord knows, I agree with you. But we cannot do that. The Open Meetings Act allows for those kinds of comments, and there have been many, many cases written about the verbal abuse that public officials have to take as long as curse words are not used and words that are designed to be, using Commissioner Bowman's words, bigotry words, calling people.
Put in the grave kind of comments.
Well, I mean, now directed at me, that would be okay.
Right.
Directed at Mother Bernice, it's not.
Okay, it's not okay, period.
It's
Yeah, it's not okay, period.
it's
Yes, agree.
Was God.
I'm sorry.
Corporation Counsel, so you're saying as it relates to public officials,
Right.
but Commissioner Ivy is saying when we're attacking people in the audience
Absolutely.
who come here, they're the public, and they come here and they have rights too.
They do indeed.
So can we
No, ma'am.
stop the tape?
No,
or-
ma'am, you have to intervene. You have to say to whoever is making the inappropriate comments, you must stop, or you will be excused from this session. You've got to give them an opportunity to correct their behavior.
Gladly,
And you
I'll do
can't-
that.
So that's
I've
what,
tried to do that.
well,
so-
then if they don't follow the direction, then you can direct that it be cut off. Directed at the
Okay.
board, directed at me, directed at Lieutenant Young.
Okay,
We are public officials, and we have to take what's coming.
all right, thank you. I've asked Corporation Counsel in the past, whether that is allowed, that kind of language and attacking people, and he has said, yes, it's freedom, of
It's the Open Meetings Act.
Open Meetings Act, yes. So I have asked numerous times. The next speaker, do we have more?
Yes, ma'am. Our next speaker, Ms. Joanna, and then after Ms. Joanna, we'll go to iPad.
Can I be heard?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, good afternoon to all the commissioners. I would like to say good afternoon to my commissioner, Commissioner Camille. Thank you for the resources that you have provided. I do see a difference with police patrol already within the daytime. Still working on night, but I have been in communication, so thank you for that. That would be my update for this week. We do see a difference. The connections are connecting, so I appreciate that. Things are looking good. I want to mention the gun locks. I think that would be a good idea because the gun locks have been, they're giving them out everywhere. You can go in the precinct, you can go everywhere and get a gun lock. I don't know if it's the uncomfortability of people going in and of me being the president of the Littlefield Eating the Block Club. I wouldn't mind just dropping them off at certain doors or, asking some of my neighbors to help out because something more does have to happen. So I think I would appreciate if you all look into that more and with community leaders trying to push them out there as well. And also I heard someone saying about does the police call back? Yes, they do. If the call is disconnected, they do call back. I know that from previous experience from recent to past, and they've been doing it for some years now. So they do that. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate everything all you all are doing. I see everything that
all of you commissioners are doing, not just sitting there, but off in the streets and, helping and doing things, as well as y'all social media. I appreciate that because I follow a lot of you all as well, and that keeps me updated and posted, so I do appreciate that. Thank you all. Have a great day and continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Our last speaker is iPad.
Yes, I just want to speak on the general disrespectful comment. There's been disrespect coming from the Board of Commissioners from the very beginning. The language may not be as clear to some people. However, the vocabulary is very obvious. However, disrespect is disrespect on any level. When you're not upholding the law of nature and when you're exercising and holding people to a law and you're being deceptive in the rules and the policies, that's major disrespect. So everybody's being disrespectful. Even the ones that don't know they're being disrespectful. So look in the mirror first before you decide to point the finger when everybody, beginning with the board commissioners, are out of order. There's no need for community meetings when the so-called board of commissioners who oversee the police are out of order. So that's disrespect as well. So if we're going to talk about disrespect, we have to cover all grounds. So as adults, get in order, get in law, because everybody's outlawed right at this moment. So until you stand up and take accountability and responsibility for your actions, don't speak about each other being disrespectful. And that's my 2 minutes.
Any other speakers?
That is your last speaker, Madam Chair.
Thank you. At this time, we have a report from the secretary.
Madam Chair, through the chair, under your tab 6, commissioners, you'll find the reports for this week, facial recognition and shot spotter. Also, item 6E, you received earlier via email, but a hard copy for your convenience is presented there as well. 6F, the policy committee memorandum giving the highlights from the policy committee that occurred this week, Tuesday. Also, the announcements for today are as follows. The next board meeting is the March community meeting next Thursday, March 12th, 6:30 p.m. We will be in the 10th precinct at the Helen Moore Community Center, 11825 Dexter Avenue, Detroit 48206. The April community meeting, which is also to be held at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, April 9th. We will be in the 9th precinct on that day at City of Detroit Highland Recreation Center, which is located 19601 Brock Avenue in Detroit 48205. Upcoming committee meetings: tomorrow, Friday, March 6th, public meeting of the Personnel and Training Committee, 3 p.m. here at Detroit Public Safety Headquarters. Tomorrow, Friday, March 6th, 3 p.m. Next week, Tuesday, March 10th at 3 p.m. is the Citizen Complaints Committee meeting at that time. Those are the announcements and report for today, Madam Secretary.
Thank you. Any questions?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Commissioner.
By way of announcement, can I acknowledge the event that we received in our packets today?
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So for the benefit of the community, we received a flyer today in regards to an event happening this evening from 6 to 8 at the Partridge Auditorium of Wayne State University Law School, where Hadley Pritchard is going to be doing a workshop on how to make a persuasive public comment. So for those who come to these meetings and other public meetings, this might be of benefit to you. She'll be using ShotSpotter as an example, but the skills that are shared here will be applicable to anything that you are looking to influence elected officials around. So if anyone is in the room would like this flyer, I'm willing to share that. And for those online, again, it's this evening from 6 to 8 at the Partridge Auditorium of Wayne State Law. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I also have another announcement. I think we kind of jumped. We skipped unfinished business because it is about the Grand Rapids situation. We discussed that at length already. But I do have an announcement. There is a meeting tonight, the Mayor Sheffield's community forums that she's been holding throughout the city. It's at the East Side Community Network. It used to be Warren Connor. And it's located at, I believe it's 4401 Connor, which is Warren Connor area. If anybody's interested, it starts at 5:30 till about 8. So if you can't go to that meeting, there are going to be a couple more meetings throughout on Saturday. It's a youth focused forum. So if you go to the City of Detroit website, you can get the dates and the times. Please participate and fill out the survey that the mayor has online so that she'll know what citizens of Detroit want for her to focus on. Thank you. Any other comments under new? Do we have new business to cover?
Chair,
Go ahead.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry. May I interject just briefly, not to delay the meeting? Through you to Commissioner Camille. Our agency CFO, Nevers Nazarko, indicated that the information regarding the task positions was submitted as part of the budget packet. If you'd like, I can forward, just forwarded me to the board secretary, if that's what's being requested.
You know what? I do recall a very lengthy chart of the task workers. I wasn't sure if it was that information, but it is available. We have it.
It's the job descriptions you were asking for, or did I misunderstand the
Go ahead.
request?
Yeah, maybe we can sit down and look at it together, because I know in committee, we took a look at it and there was a listing where it indicated like what area they worked in, but it wasn't a description of what they do. And so I was looking for more detail, but if that's been submitted since.
So what I'm looking at, and I'm happy to forward it to Lydia, this is literally every comprehensive job description that we have for the positions you're talking about. I'll forward it. If you inspect it and you need more information, please let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion, I can't even, it happened so fast. Commissioner Woods made the motion, Commissioner Watts seconded. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for being here this evening.